Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been so long. 8 months since the last tutorial, which is kind of crazy. A little bit busy with work and stuff, but I've made a quick video on how to do this cool floating cloth simulation. I seen this on an ad agency's website called Uncommon. It looks really cool and it's surprisingly easy to make, so let's jump into it. So the first thing we're going to do is create a plane which will act as our cloth. Let's add a floor. We can just use a cube. Let's just drag underneath the plane. We don't need to be super precise. We're going to just do this quick and dirty. Alright, let's make this cube a wee bit bigger. So scale him out here and scale him out here. Right, now we can't see our cloth, so let's just throw a material on it. It doesn't matter, standard material, whatever, just something to pop onto this plane. Plane. Drop this onto the plane so that we can see it. And let's give our cube a texture as well. Let's just make it white and drop that onto our cube. Maybe not so reflective. Let's turn off our reflections. Cool, perfect. So now we can see our cloth and we can see our floor as well. So now if we press Control D, we can go to our simulation, and in our simulation we can go into scene and we can turn off gravity. We'll amend this later, but for now we'll turn off gravity. We will click on our plane, we will go to tags, simulation tags, cloth, and then onto our cube, simulation tags again, collider. Now we want to increase our width segments and our height segments, so 100 and 100, and we can quickly see that nothing happens. So let's add in a simulate forces turbulence. Where's turbulence? There it is. And let's increase the strength up to 10 and 2 on this, up 20% on the scale. And now we'll see that our cloth does something. It kind of hovers and floats as if it's in space. So cool, our cloth is working. That's good news. Let's increase our frames to 300. And there we go, our cloth is doing something. Right, so let's add some more forces. Let's add a wind force. Where are we? So add wind. And we will need to position our wind so that it is blowing upwards rather than to the right. So let's scale this 90 up. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. And let's increase our wind speed to something like, I don't know, 235 and a turbulence of, I don't know, 190%. You really need to crank things up to get some forces to work in this new version of Cinema. You never needed to have numbers so high, but here we are. And now we should see, yay, that the wind just blows our cloth away. Which obviously isn't what we're looking for. So what we can do now is we can add fields, and down here we select a spherical field. So everything inside the sphere is what gets affected. So now we have this nice fall off. So the center point is what's being affected. So it's being driven by our sphere. So cool, that's all working fine. Let's position this over here. So this will be our force 1. We can duplicate this. Let's just increase the fall off, or give it less of a fall off. Now add another force. Let's call this force 2. And let's position this one on the other side. Now, so what we can do now is we can animate these keyframes so that they start outside of the cloth and then they quickly move in and then they animate back off. So that'll give the illusion of it just the cloth being kind of quickly pushed. Great. So now we see the cloth is being pushed, but it's still kind of floating strangely. We need to go in here and change our gravity so that we get gravity affecting the cloth. But in the example I seen, the cloth kind of falls slowly, so don't go crazy on the gravity. So minus 30 is probably still not enough, so we should probably double that so that the cloth falls a bit faster. And this turbulence is a little bit weird, so let's turn that off now. Yeah, cool, it's doing what we want it to do, but we really need that gravity to be a little bit stronger. But it's looking cool. So let's jump back in and get our gravity to minus 60. Now, gravity will have a stronger effect on the negative, so it should be pulling our cloth down. Go. So let's have a look here. Let's increase the wind speed here. Let's go 300 and see what that does. Right, cool, yeah. And this is essentially the whole technique, right? So the idea would be that you play with some of these values, you add more fields, you add more forces, and you kind of art direct how this cloth moves. This is essentially it. So let's see what we can do with this guy. Let's have a look. Now we've got two, there's a puff from the left, there's a puff from the right. And really it's just kind of tweaking this stuff. Let's get him to affect the corner a bit more. Right. Maybe over here. This is all preference, you can scale it up and down. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, cool. What else can we do to make this feel a bit more interesting? We can probably add another force here. Bring him over here. Let's see what this does. Yeah, cool, we're getting more variety now in how this thing moves. And this is it, you just need to layer stuff and keep going. But let's have a look at the cloth surface itself. Let's bring the bendiness up to about 250. The stretchiness up to, I don't know, 20. Friction. Let's see what 40 looks like. And let's increase our thickness. In the example, it doesn't look like really loose cloth. It feels like, almost looks like rubber. And let's bring our mass up. Let's see what happens. And now you can see you get a totally different look, and we get a lot more folds as it drops back down, which is really cool. Sweet. Alright, what else can we do? Let's maybe give a thickness of 10. Let's see what that does. Cool. What else can we do? What else can we do? Let's bring these keyframes forward. Let's see can we get some secondary animation stuffs going on here. Yeah, cool. Should we bring it even further? Let's see. This is all trial and error, really. There's no right way to do this. Let's see what this looks like. That force really isn't doing much. It almost flattens stuff out. I don't know. Let's get rid of it. And let's add in one more force that they don't use in the example, but is really cool. It's the rotation force. And you use this for when you want to do kind of spinning cloth and stuff. And you can do this really cool thing where you add a spherical fall off again. And let's see what's happening here. Let's put up our speed. Right, what's happening? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's really crank these values. You really gotta crank the values. Let's make sure that this is rotating in the correct position or direction. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, it's flipping it the wrong way, so we'll need to go and just rotate this. So let's grab our rotation object and let's just rotate this 90 degrees. And then we'll see it kind of does this rotating. There we go. We can kind of see it happening there, how it's all starting to bunch into the center. Again, crank this up. Right, now now it's getting a bit wild. But you know, if that's the look you're going for, great. But we need ours to chill out. So let's animate the speed over our 300 frames. Right, and let's see how this looks. Right, yeah. Cool. Let's jump. What else can we do? Maybe we add that turbulence back in. Increase our strength. Right, turbulence in. Let's have a look. Right, let's animate this as well from here. And then up to 500. I think our rotation's a bit too crazy. Let's just drop this down to 500. Right, cool. I mean, this is fine. If it's just going to be on loop, you could set up a ton of cameras and just catch different angles. So what I'll do now is I will drop in a quick texture I made from just to mimic the reference. Here it is. Let's just drop that here and let's plug it into the color. Right, Sweet to the beat. Let's bring that roughness up. Let's select a camera. Let us bump up the focal length to something like 200. Get a cool shot, frame it up. Let's open up our Redshift render view. Dock this here, press play. Okay, it's a bit dark. So let's add a light, a dome light. And then you can grab any HDRI that you have. I have a random studio one that I think I downloaded from HDR Heaven. Right, so now you've seen all these jaggy, awful looking shapes here. So what we can do is go to tags, go to render, redshift, and override geometry, click tessellation, and now look at that magic, they are all smooth. Last thing we need to do is cache this. So let's go to cache the scene. Right, cool. This is now cached. We'll be able to view it in real time. Again, you would just set up all your cameras and catch different angles of this thing and then have it on a loop and you could play it as a background. Alright, yo, looks sweet. Now let's just quickly frame this up. Let's try and get the name so you can kind of make out what it says. Yeah, let's find a better example. But I mean, all these frames are pretty cool. We've done no work on the texture as well, so it's really basic. This looks kind of cool. Let's jump down and drop our aperture down to something like, I don't know, 1.5 or 0.5. Let's select our focus distance and let us enable bokeh, quick test render, and that's it. Set up your cameras, get some different angles, set this thing to loop, put it in the background of your website, and I think that's all there is to it. It's not that hard, it's just a bit of experimentation. So hope you enjoyed this. If you liked the video, do give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll upload a video in 8 months time. Bye.